Hey everybody, it is Monday here in Northern Life and around the Northland, around the world as a matter of fact. It is on a Monday here this afternoon. We got Ryan Half here, got Hunter McCullough right here as well. I've got a conspiracy theory here,
Okay.
Ryan. I think that there's a new contract that you and Briggs are not allowed to be seen together ever again. Because now it's been 2 days. Friday she was gone, now Monday she's gone. Tomorrow I think you're gone, right?
Yes, I'm gone tomorrow.
And so it's
I
me and
see what you're
Briggs.
talking
So there's
about.
3 days in a row where it's just me and then this random person next to me.
I was like, Hunter, I feel like we've been doing this since the month of September. I think we've been in the same space before. So
That's true.
You're saying it's a new thing.
It's a new thing. I think it
Gotcha.
just got signed last week or something.
Gotcha.
Is that
you know.
true?
Yeah, well,
Care
in
to
order,
comment?
in order to deal with you, we now have to do every other type thing.
You guys do shifts with me.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
We're picking out schedules on each other's planners. Like, can you handle Hunter today?
Please babysit him
Yeah.
for just 8 hours today if you can.
But,
no, that makes sense.
Yeah, I will say one thing that I might sign into. I tried the Blueberry Dunker Quick Trip donut for the first time today. My golly, was that good.
I've had that so many times. It seriously is the best thing. They have the Glazers and then the Blueberry Dunkers.
Yeah.
And I think they're having a new chip come out.
Yeah.
That's the Blueberry Dunker
Briggs and I were
chip.
talking about that when you were gone. So,
Yeah.
well, Briggs and I were in the same space when you were
Okay.
gone. So,
Oh,
you know,
another
maybe
conspiracy.
that's when we made the deal. Yeah.
Please.
But my golly, I never had one before. They're a problem.
They
Yeah.
really are. They can
Yeah.
be very dangerous, and they're not that expensive either. So that's a way to get some grub in you for sure.
So for sure. Well, coming up on today's show, we are getting to work here in studio. We're joined by Casey with Sugar and Bee Cookie Company, getting to do some cookie designing and some cookie decorating. A lot of fun designs. Plus,
Yeah.
our tacos sandwiches, Hunter. Indiana judge makes an official ruling based on a legal battle in the great state of Indiana.
Well, that'll be intriguing. I'm excited. Hopefully that same ruling goes for hot dogs and other things like that. We'll see.
All I know is I love tacos,
Yeah.
so I must love sandwiches. If they're considered.
that true?
I don't know if they're considered
That's
to be
a
sandwiches.
tease.
Yeah,
We'll see.
It's a tease. Well, let's start with the message we got from a viewer who asked us a question I don't think we have received before, but I'm glad we got it now in our inbox. Rachel here asked, "Are you hiring? I live for the Northern Life." You know, Rachel, I'm not sure. I'm not positive. I could check the Great Television job board to see. I believe probably some reporters and maybe
Yeah.
a producer. I'm not sure.
Sure, there's usually one thing open. There's one thing, or maybe once in a while there's nothing really open, but I'm sure you can get your foot in the door here and do some kind of producing work or some kind of
Yeah.
directing work, you know. Come on down and then someday work your way up and you could be the fourth person on Northern Life here.
Yeah, otherwise, too, I know our great television stations across the country tend to have a lot of job openings. I know we have a station in Hawaii,
isn't that crazy?
Alaska, too. So if in case you want to travel out there and work in some broadcast television, I'm sure they'd be happy to have you.
Where it's nice and warm too, always.
True.
100%
Well,
of the
Alaska.
time. Well, not Alaska.
Yeah,
It's
right,
the exact
right.
opposite. No.
Like-
But Honolulu, get out there.
Yep, Honolulu.
Yep.
Positive. Well, back on Friday, we posted a picture of a masked Hunter McCullough here from our upcoming team building shoot. We had plenty of awesome comments already. Donna chimed in with, "Oh my gosh, it's the Hunter Bandit saving the Northwoods horizons." And then Sandy, too, said online, "Too hard to recognize, he's masked." Who is that guy?
That's my alter ego. I'm like Clark Kent and Superman, except I think my superpower is I eat blueberry dunkers. I think that's my power.
It's not a bad superpower to have.
No.
Here's the thing, too, with the whole Clark Kent thing. I mean, it's kind of wild that they never figured out like who he was just because he put glasses
It was
on.
just a pair of glasses, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, everyone else in that show is probably not the brightest people on the planet.
I feel like with at least Spider-Man, you know, Spider-Man had the whole mask.
Yes.
Batman had a partial mask.
Yeah.
Iron Man had a whole suit.
Yeah. But,
So-
but even in the Spider-Man, though, isn't there the one where he kisses Mary Jane and he lifts up his mask or whatever?
But I think it's only halfway.
Oh, I guess, but even if
Yeah.
you're an astute observer, perhaps you can see the chin profile, and then you see, what's his name? It's not Ryan Reynolds. What's his name?
Tobey Maguire? Oh, Peter Parker.
Peter Parker, that's the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see him later, like, hey, I recognize that chin. I've kissed those lips before. So I don't know why she wasn't able to discern the difference between people's chins.
I think it's like the magic of the movies we must have to buy into.
Sure, that makes sense. Hollywood.
Hollywood indeed. Millennials are sharing the worst fads and trends they followed back in the day. On BuzzFeed.com, people were chiming in with their worst choices when they were younger. They include things like the chain wallet, frosted tips on the head, jeans under dresses, planking, using a shake weight, and the long sleeve shirt under short sleeve shirts.
That's those are millennial throwbacks.
Those are millennial fads and throwbacks. I remember planking. Planking was huge. I believe I was like 10 or 12 when planking was a thing.
Yeah, and I never could do it.
I mean, all you have to do is just you had to lay down on the. I mean, people did on the ground too.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that was actually a thing in football. You would like lay down and try to do planks for a minute or whatever. It really builds your core.
Oh, this is a different thing.
This is a
Hunter.
different. Oh,
This is a completely different thing.
You're talking.
You must be too young.
No, I remember though, because they would go like on top of things and plank. It was even in the office.
You would just hold it and plank it. Yeah. So the photo there was from the office.
Oh,
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But as a kid, I used to rock the long sleeve shirts under short sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
It was kind of a cool look.
I never really got into that. I was more of the. I always had a button-up shirt. I've never not had a button-up shirt, but I had it unbuttoned with the shirt underneath, and kind of like a cape almost.
A cape.
And I thought it was the coolest kid. I had the front of my hair spiked up too, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Hey.
Frosted tips?
No, not frosted tips, but I would like that someday. Let's bring that back.
Wow.
Let's bring that
Possible
back.
shoot.
There we go.
Hunter McCullough gets frosted tips. Fans of Chuck E. Cheese may be disappointed to learn that the company is retiring its iconic animatronic band. Sad day. The company says they are being phased out in order to make room for modern renovations that offer more options for kids of all ages. The band will be officially gone by the end of this year.
Is it just me, Ryan, or do those give you nightmares just staring at those things?
Especially that dog right there. The dog, the dog with the guitar is looking at just a little close up here. What's the chef's name? Pasquale?
Oh, I forget.
Pasquale too. Oh,
Yeah.
We had a Chuck E. Cheese in Maple Grove, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I still think it's there. And that was the best. It was as a kid getting to go there for birthday parties and have your little cup of coins that you'd carry around.
Yeah.
And the tickets, and you feed the tickets into the machine to get your prizes later on. My golly, take me back to those days because that was fun.
That's a childhood paradise right there. There were ball pits too in there, weren't there? There were ball pits.
I think there was ball pits, yeah.
I remember this ride with the bicycle that you could pedal and like go up in the air a little bit. Oh my gosh, it was the coolest.
A lot of fun. If I went now, it'd probably be frowned upon.
Yes.
Coming up, we're making some custom sugar cookies with the wonderful Duluth baker. We'll be right back here on Northern Light.
Welcome back, folks. We've previously tried to decorate cakes on this very table, as a matter of fact, and now how well can we do decorating something a whole lot smaller here, Ryan?
Now we got to hang out with Casey from Sugar and Bee Cookie Company here in Duluth, learning from her about how you can make designs on a sugar cookie.
So let's start with the mushroom.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do is start with this top part here.
Blue? Okay.
Blue, yep, and we're gonna cut a little hole.
Hey, thank you. These are the cutest scissors I've ever seen in my life.
Is there a way to hold
So
it?
there is a way to hold them. You're kind of like this.
Okay.
And your like pressure is coming from the thumb, I believe.
Okay.
So we're gonna start by anchoring the frosting, which means just touching one of the tips down, and then you're gonna lift up, and you can go nice and slow. Yeah, and it kind of settles.
It's easy.
My main business started out was photography.
Oh.
So I was looking for just kind of a creative little side business, I guess, and it's just sort of blossomed. I've gotten a lot of support from the local community and friends and family, which has been just amazing. And then the fun part is when you're done with that is you can jiggle it.
Oh, that's cool.
And that helps settle it. Not everyone likes to do it because you can send your cookie flying or whatever, but I always do. And sometimes it starts to try to want to come off the edge, so you can just do a little swoop. That looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are doing so good.
It is fun.
And it's-
Nice job, Hunter.
Thank you.
Yay, you guys finished one.
Let's go. Yeah, look at that. Rock and roll.
Mushrooms.
Why don't we do frog next? I think he'll be a good like intermediate one.
I think so.
So for him, we're starting with the body. Okay. And then we're gonna outline the bodies. What's fun about it is you're probably just gonna eat it. So it doesn't have to be that serious. Then you can go in and fill in the body. I use all natural colors too. So they all come from fruits and vegetables.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of cool because it's all from nature.
Yeah.
That looks good, Hunter.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. If you just, yeah. And then for the belly, we're just going right on top of the green. And the belly can kind of be as high or as low as you really want.
Okay.
There you go. Can you bring your mushrooms back, I think? Is it feeling fun?
Yes.
No, it is fun. It is fun. We're just not talking. I know. Just
It's
not
because
even saying a word.
we're having so much fun that we're so focused on.
Exactly.
Oh no. Okay, we're good. We're good. Sorry, I'm being dramatic.
We're gonna add his eyes. And this black I make with actually really dark cocoa.
Oh,
So I make it.
yummy.
Sometimes I get questions like, how can a cookie be $5 or $6 or whatever? It's because of the labor intensive that goes into it.
For each one.
So sometimes, and some of the more detailed ones can take a really long time. I like to say it's a lot of times like art on a cookie.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, I got his blemish in the way of his eye.
Sometimes the frosting does what it wants.
He's got a little mustache hair.
Going over his blemish. He's got a scar.
There's just so many different techniques you can do, which I find to be really fun when I'm doing like custom orders and stuff too.
I'm getting anxious.
I'm gonna be back.
That butterfly looks intense. That's a lot of colors, a lot of intricacies.
We're gonna start with his body, so easy enough, right?
Okay.
You kind of touch down and then you're just following across the line. I always am thinking when I'm doing cookies is what needs time to dry before I can move on to the next thing.
Sure.
Not too
That's
shabby.
good.
Yeah, we'll take
Yeah,
it. Feeling good. I'm getting better at the lines.
Yes. And then did everyone get their blue on?
Yes.
Oh,
So what we're gonna do is take the white and you're gonna make kind of like a teardrop here. And it doesn't have to be perfect in any way really because we're gonna be messing with it with the scribe. I can do, depending on the venue, so on a smaller venue it would be like 10 to 12 people. And then at a little bit larger venue with more space, I can do up to like 15 to 18.
I made fun of Hunter, but mine's.
I don't know. That's an expert.
It does look
Well, this one, the top one's
That looks like. Wow.
looks like a Northern News Now tree.
Has texture.
we have back.
That looks good.
Thank you.
Look at your frog, he's so happy.
That's a happy frog.
Yeah, he's
that's
so
true.
happy.
I do like that
That's all
frog.
that counts.
That's all that matters. The frog is happy.
Turns out, and they, you know, not all of them turn out the same exactly, but that's kind of fun. you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough to eat these.
Yeah.
I want it to live forever.
So you can obviously eat them whenever, at any stage in drying, but if you want them to fully dry, it's actually like 8 to 12 hours.
Oh, that's not okay.
They make it down to my desk.
I think the funniest part about that whole shoot was that we were so quiet for so long. But we promised we were having so much fun. It's just that we're so competitive. We hold ourselves to high standards.
Seriously?
So that we were extremely focused on the task at hand.
I can't believe we even came close to what she looked also, like
Yeah.
her cookies. We actually did pretty good for what we
I
had.
think we did all right.
Yep.
We're going to talk more about this when we come back after the break. Welcome back again, everybody. Big thanks to Casey with Sugar and Bee Cookie Company here in Duluth. I mean, my goodness, talented, and we tried to follow suit. I think like you said, we did all right.
Yeah.
But it also just a kind of a very calming and relaxing process too, trying to get those designs on a sugar cookie.
It really was. It was very relaxing, similar to the cake, where it's just kind of it's something for your hands to do.
Yeah.
But it also is very relaxing, you know. And she's going to teach classes. I believe she
Yeah.
does teach classes. So if you want to learn yourself, reach out to her for sure.
I think actually too, it's so popular. Her next class is, I believe, sold out.
Really?
Yeah. So, but you can be just like us. You can take a class from Casey and probably take those cookies home. I would imagine.
Yes.
So those cookies too were actually very good.
Yeah, they tasted amazing.
Yeah, they were gone quickly.
I talked to the package about having trouble eating them. I think I ate them, 10 minutes later, something like that.
I
It
did
was
too.
pretty easy.
You're supposed to let them set, but they we did not let them set.
They were so tasty.
A big thanks to Casey again. We're going to have her pages on our Facebook and Instagram pages coming up. Hey, let's talk about this. An Indiana judge has answered a question that has plagued the city of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Somebody there opened a famous taco shop in a single-family home. The problem was that guy was in an area where the city had designated only restaurants that serve sandwiches could open. That's because they wanted to keep out fast food restaurants. And the man argued his restaurant is legal because tacos are Mexican sandwiches. So Judge Greg Bobay settled that issue, ruling that tacos and burritos are indeed, and in fact, sandwiches.
Well, there we go. The age-long debate of tacos is settled. Do you agree with that, Ryan?
I would say I would agree with that because, funny enough, for my lunch today, I didn't have mustard on tacos, but I did make a sandwich, and I bought the extremely long sourdough bread from Aldi, and so I put the meat on one side and then essentially folded the sourdough over it, so it was one slice of bread, so it kind of almost looked like, if you picture it, like a taco shell, kind of how you would fold a taco shell over.
Yeah.
But mine was technically a sandwich, and so I could see the fact that being called a Mexican sandwich
Sure.
would probably be fine.
That makes sense, and I know that also a conversation that's been happening for a long time is whether a hot dog is a sandwich or not. It kind of falls in the same category where it's a
Yeah.
half-shaped thing. Maybe anything with bread and anything in between, that's a sandwich.
I also believe I think the judge just said there too that burritos are technically sandwiches.
Yeah.
That one's a little harder to wrap my head
Sure.
wrap. Kind of funny.
Ka-ka.
Kind of funny.
Yeah.
But that one's a little harder to wrap my head around.
Sure.
But I think since burritos and tacos are pretty close when it comes to what's in them,
Yeah.
then I think you probably should include both.
I guess a burrito's probably closer, in my opinion, to like a sleeping bag versus a sandwich.
A
or
what?
something like. It kind of looks like a sleeping bag, doesn't it?
Is there a food called a sleeping bag, or is there?
No. Well, I guess a pig's in a blanket, that sort of thing too.
Sure.
Yeah, that's almost like a sleeping bag. But no, I just random thoughts here on this Monday.
Okay. All right, well, sleeping bags with Hunter. Now to a difficult decision for wedding goers. While having a wedding is certainly expensive, attending one isn't cheap either. So is it okay to put yourself and your finances first and say no to going to a wedding? So one etiquette expert said, there's nothing wrong with saying you're honored to be invited, but need to think about those expenses, need some time to think about it. And if you can't afford going, ask how you can find another way to honor that couple.
That's true. That's what's nice about the registry, which is very true. But also, a lot of these weddings are in faraway places,
Yep.
like Jamaica or
Yep.
things like that. They go in very extravagant wedding areas, and a lot of folks don't have that kind of money. So I hope that they're understanding that some folks just aren't going to be able to go.
Yeah, it would probably be tough in the moment to understand it. Same thing goes with, while I have the most fun at them, like bachelor parties.
Yeah.
Bachelor parties, those dollar bills kind of add up
Yes,
over
they
time
do,
for the
yep.
hotel and helping to pay for meals and whatnot,
Yeah.
drinks too. Yeah.
It adds up real quick.
It adds up real quick. Well, hey, we're going to talk about tomorrow's blindfold when we come back right after the break. Thanks for being here with us on Northern Life.
Coming up tomorrow, I'm taking the team to Duluth's Piedmont neighborhood. We're taking a lovely little stroll on the trails while also answering a few summer-themed questions about life as a kid. It was actually a really sweet time, and we're really excited to share this story with you. It was a ton of fun connecting with nature a little bit, and kind of what we alluded to here, just reminiscing about the good old days in summer months as youth,
It also felt good to, take a walk on the trail as part of a work day,
Yes.
Getting paid to do that. We're pretty lucky.
That's most things around here. It's like I'm really getting paid to make cookies, and
Yeah.
it's a great job is what we have.
We think we talk to each other a lot, especially on this show, but in a different setting with maybe deeper questions too.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice.
Yeah, go down that other level of friendship,
Yeah, certainly
I like
did.
that.
We'll see that tomorrow. But before we go, 2 northern Minnesota locations have been recognized among the top 10 places to camp in the Midwest. So camping website and app Dirt has released its top lists, which are based on reviews and ratings. And both the Voyageurs National Park and Lambs Resort up in northern Minnesota here both made that list.
Ooh.
So a big congrats to you guys for taking those top spots at some of the best Midwest camping sites in Minnesota, or I should say across the Midwest.
Maybe we should do a little camping expedition with Northern Life, one of those sites up there. We'll have to see.
Be a great time.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here tomorrow. Wishing you a great rest of your Monday.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern